Morning, it's Mike Montgomery. It's June 12th of 2017 here in this study. I want to continue with the subject of Satan. We've established that Satan is a created being, that Satan is not on par with God or equal to God. He is not omniscient, omnipresent, or omnipotent. He cannot overpower us against God's will. We understand that God ultimately holds the reins on Satan and his work. But yet Satan is able to tempt and able to deceive. And so in other words, Satan cannot overpower the believer. So if Satan is not autonomous, much less sovereign, what do we have to fear from Satan? Well, let me say this: as long as we are following the Lord Jesus Christ, we do not need to fear Satan. We're never called to fear Satan. We're called to be aware of his devices, and that's something we should be doing. So he's not going to overpower the individual saint to hurt our souls, though God may give him permission to hurt our bodies at times for his glory, not for ours. He knows what he's offering is very tempting to us. And it doesn't matter how many times we're duped by Satan's temptation, we're always good for one more laugh. And so he continues to use the same thing. So the great danger in Satan's attack is found in the willingness of man's heart to believe his lies. Is when he sells the lies to us, we go, ah, yes, that sounds right. And we believe the lies because we want to believe the lies. If we did not want what he was offering, he could not tempt us. It's the same temptation that always has been and always will be, and is simply worded in the phrase that he uses, that Satan used in the garden: ye shall be as gods. And ultimately, it's the temptation to self-governance, or what we might call as autonomy, or we might call is this self-awareness or self-love. All of these things play into this idea of what Satan is telling us. You can be your own authority. And that is Satan's line. That is Satan's lie. And so we become our own authority. We become our own law to ourselves. And we're not looking to objective truth to govern our lives, but we're obeying subjective truth. And here's the reality: is many Christians, or quote unquote Christians, buy into that temptation on a regular basis. You know, I don't need church because I know me. You may need it, but that's not for me. Well, the fact is, if you're a child of God, church is for you, period. You need a body of believers. That's objective truth. God established that truth. You can't change that truth. But the lie of Satan is that you can self-govern, and so you determine what you need for you. Well, that may be bad for you, or that may be true for you, but it's not true for me. All of these are the lies of the devil for us to enter into the world of self-governance. And we want to hear that. We want to be as gods, doing our own thing, creating our own destiny, being this facade of autonomy, that we are independent people and we are independent of God. Though we never say those things out loud, that is how we live our life. Because here's the thing: we want to be independent. We want to be as God. We want to be filled with pride. And of course, pride is at the root of all of that. And so Satan tempts us in our pride and our arrogance, and we fall for it time and time again. And so just another thought this morning in the study. We'll see you next time in the study. Thanks.